Hello, my name's Max,
I'm Camden.
I'm Gavin, the coolest.
and we're gonna be talking about zombie apocalypses. Camden, I'm gonna start off with you. What do you know about the zombie apocalypse, and have you ever played any games about the zombie apocalypse? And can you give me anything about that?
I'm personally super interested in the topic of it, and my favorite game revolving it is called The Walking Dead. And I like how it shows a realistic sense of what it would be like for people getting into the zombie apocalypse, because it exists in a universe where zombies have never been a concept before, so no one knows how they work. The only thing they know is that when they're bitten they turn into zombies. They don't even know when they die, if they do. So it's basically just a group of people who don't know anything they're doing, having to survive while they have zombies trying to screw them up. People really trying to screw them up, because people are the real danger in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And zombies, honestly, eventually become a non-issue. And most of the threats in a zombie apocalypse is people trying to get you killed. So,
What about you, Gavin? What do you know? Have you played any games about the zombie
Well, I
apocalypse?
haven't really played any games about the zombie apocalypse in a while.
Have you watched anything about the zombie apocalypse?
Only one thing, All of Us Are Dead, which it's pretty good.
Can you tell me anything about that?
Well, it's a Korean drama about a group of students just trying to survive. That's really it. But
Okay.
it's the most realistic one, I think, because just the way the government acts and how everyone acts about it.
Well, for me, zombie apocalypses, like Camden said, people are really the main threat because we've seen it in person. Like whenever COVID was around, like more prominent, people freaked out. Mass hysteria, everybody was thinking it was the end of the world, and guaranteed if the zombie apocalypse ever did start, people would just freak out, they'd end up dying, groups would form, and they'd just butt heads. Exactly what Camden said. Our biggest worry wouldn't be the zombies, it'd be the people. I played a game called The Last of Us, and a lot of the groups in the game were just downright horrible. You had the Seraphites who believed it was God's intention to, it was God, he wanted this to happen and all this other stuff. And they tried to justify the killings of a bunch of people with God. And I feel like that would definitely happen in more southern regions if the zombie apocalypse happened. But realistically speaking, the zombie apocalypse can't happen. And something like it maybe could happen, but it's very slim, extremely slim. But scientists say that it's like super, super, super impossible for it to happen, solely because our bodies aren't wired to be that way, and evolution doesn't really happen that fast for it to happen. And if anything like it did happen, it'd be wiped out pretty quickly because of the animals we have on this earth. We have possums, vultures, and zombies are just rotting corpses. They'd be picked away and then they'd be gone. And the fact that they're rotting means that their
But what if
muscles...
they're in cold countries?
In colder countries, I feel like it definitely would take them a bit, longer for them to fully disperse. But, in places like Alaska, Canada, and, northern regions where it is colder, there would be a small group of people, or maybe the military, if it stays together long enough. I feel like those groups would definitely make it to where it would just last for a couple of months. Not that long. Not like how movies, games, and shows portray it.
well, assuming that the zombie apocalypse functions as it does in media, where it is an ongoing years-long thing with no end, what would be your way of surviving?
In all honesty, I would probably go up to the mountains, but I feel like I definitely have a slim chance of surviving, because if I tried to light any fire, it would notify people that, hey, I'm right here. That and coverage might be a little difficult, because what if I'm in the woods trying to find some food, hunting, and a zombie sees me? I won't see it because of the thick foliage, so maybe I'd stay in a city. But then again, I don't know how many people are going to be there and how many zombies. So it's just kind of like, it just depends on how things go and where I end up.
The city is not the way to go.
I know.
Like, that is literally, it's the most crowded area of zombies.
Yeah.
Every building is in terrible condition. Like, you would want to go somewhere isolated.
Where would you go?
Which is why my idea of surviving is getting on a boat, going into the middle of the ocean, not having to worry about it. They can't swim. You have water.
Okay, but
you
what about the people on the water?
You have fish. You literally just would never die. You wouldn't get eaten. You have food and water. Like, you can even bring people with you. Like, and boats can be pretty nice, honestly. Like, if I get a yacht out in the ocean, I'm good.
How
Like,
far out would you go into the ocean?
Well, I probably wouldn't actually. I would stay pretty close to the shore in case I needed to go there. I'm not gonna be out like Titanic levels, gaps in the water. Like, I'm not trying to drown or sink or die. So, yeah.
What would you do? Where would you go?
Well, mine's similar to Camden, but probably stay on an island, like a small island country that's not really known.
Smart.
Are there any of those near here?
Tybee Island. Wouldn't that be a good place to go?
That's not known. That's basically just a city.
Okay, well,
Again,
how many people do you think would stay on Tybee Island?
Probably a good bit, 'cause they'd have the same idea, thinking, "Oh, we're on this island. No one's gonna come get us."
So that would
Well,
rise the chance of people turning against each other, would it not?
Yeah, but someone would still remain.
Someone.
If people kill each other, then someone would still stand. Like, they wouldn't just fight all those people to get that area and then leave.
Honest to God answer, how long do you think you'd last in the zombie apocalypse?
1 day,
Okay.
because I'm killing myself.
Okay.
I'm not doing it, bro. That's like my biggest fear. I do not want to get like eaten, though. Like, that's the most painful way to die.
Yeah, you're right.
I would take anything.
What about you? How long do you think you'd last?
Maybe a few months. Depends what kind of zombies we're dealing with.
I think I'd last a week, tops. It just all depends on the zombie we're dealing with. Because if they're running, jumping, climbing, opening doors, I'm out of there. I'm not doing it. I'm not. What type of zombie do you think you'd last the longest with? The Walking Dead zombie. I feel like that'd be everybody's answer.
Yeah, because they're slow. They die in like any amount of force you give them at all. Like, and I mean, you can cut off your arm if you got bit by them. I don't know how other things function. I don't know if in The Last of Us that's how it works.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just the infection's easier to handle, the zombies are easier to handle, and they can't catch you. So.
Well, to summarize everything, zombie apocalypses can't happen. As much as you think it could, it won't happen. And if it does happen, it won't last that long. You just have to hold your ground. Gotta keep yourself level-headed. Best place to go, like Camden said, would be the ocean. Get yourself a boat, stay on the ocean. Go to land if necessary. Play The Last of Us, play The Walking Dead, watch The Last of Us, watch The Walking Dead. They're very good series, and it give you something to do. And keep in mind, just don't do stupid stuff in the zombie apocalypse, because humanity will be the downfall if it does happen. And that is enough for today. Goodbye.